Hey Chase, Rebecca, Plywood, how you guys doing? Go a little further than that. A little more. Working on a crochet blanket. Nice, Rebecca. BK, how's it going? Oh, what's going on, Jeff? Right now I'm just cleaning this one up. We had the pith right there and I was starting to get some cracking. You can see some of the cracks going from it. So I figure I'll just turn it back and get rid of it. I'm going to go a little further. Till we're through that, and then we'll finish off the inside and this one will be done. Yeah, we'll get rid of the rest of that when we finish off the inside. Try to keep it in frame for you guys. Felt that pith go. Getting some nice shavings off of it. Alright, so that should have made it. Okay, past it there, past it there. That little bit right there will come off when we take away the rest of the inside. Gag, what's going on? Thanks for coming in. Get you guys spun over here. Try to keep you... Oh, me and this Amazon phone holder. Not getting along again. There we go. You guys can see that. Kind of going to give you a little bit different angle. Now you can see I'm shooting the shavings all the way up to there. David? Welcome in. Still haven't sent your banjo yet. When I had my problem, it probably took them about 2 weeks before they even replied. I had found out I got a friend of mine in Texas, and who's real close to Laguna, where Laguna lathes come in. I don't believe they're actually made in the U.S. But well, anyway, he knew one of the technicians, so I contacted him, and then the next day I got an email from him. Alicia, welcome in. I see Mandy's in. How you doing? BK, you play music? Oh, you want me to play music? I don't think YouTube likes it when you do that. You always slow down as you come through the center. Now we're going to do a quick measurement so we don't end up rejoining the funnel club. We are about 1.75 inches. And okay, we can go down to about 2 inches. So we can take another 1/4 inch out of there. What's going on, monkeys? You can tell by that noise, the sides are starting to get pretty thin. Alright, let's see where we're at now. There we go, right about 2 inches. Should leave me about 1/8 of an inch on the bottom. See if we can't bring that side down a little thinner. Ray, how's it going? Cobb Mountain Woodworks, welcome in. I think my heater died. Yep, ran out of diesel. That sucks. So we run out of diesel. All right. Get my engine. Oh, you guys can't see very good. Let's see if I can't twist you. Bring you in a little better here. There we go. Big Mexican, what's going on, man? How you been? Got some more we can take out right down in here. Alright, should be enough for that. Steve, what's going on, man? Welcome in. Alright, now we're going to get our scraper out. Raise up the tool rest. Bumping you guys. See how it's looking. A little bump right in there. Other than that, it's feeling pretty good. I'll slide you guys a little bit over here. Keep you guys so you can see real good. Hey, Johnny, welcome in. This is unknown. So this is a chunk of wood I found on the Air Force Base. No clue what it is. Kind of has an ash smell. So it might be ash. Feels pretty good. Slow down through the center. Perfect. That's well within sanding range. Kevin, what's going on? All right, I'm gonna reposition you guys. Get them out of here. We'll take a peek at it. Like I said, I typically don't sand on my lives because I find sanding to be boring. That's the shape we got. So I'll get that cleaned up, and then next live I'll show you how it turned out. For those of you who didn't see the last couple, we did this bowl. So this one's a piece of honey locust. Not the prettiest piece of wood, again, found him on the ground, but turned out pretty nice. And then this is a piece of completely mystery wood. I don't even have a good guess as to what this one might be. How the shape of that one turned out. This is where one of those carpenter bees had made his hole. I know that because I cut him in half on the bandsaw. He was still in his hole. Had a couple cracks we had to deal with, but I'd say it turned out pretty darn nice. So we've got a couple options. What we'll do next, got those two pieces, and I had another one somewhere around here. So I have no idea where that went. And this one, I need to fill that with epoxy before we try to do that one, because that crack, well, we might give it a shot. So you guys take a look. I am going to put some diesel in my kerosene heater, my heater here, because it's going to get very cold out here very quickly if I don't do that. That'll at least keep me from freezing. I misplaced the darn cap. Amazing how fast that happens. Get this thing turned back on, and we will get back to turning. I gotta completely unplug the darn thing. Alright, fine. There we go. Now it's going to kick back on. What do we got here? Heart problems, fell 4 steps, using a walker for 3 days, surgery. Oh my God. Sanding? Nope, we're not sanding there, Max. Definitely not doing that. Yeah, I had no idea what I did with the cap to my heater. So, oh well. Wish there was a sanding emoji. Well, there is a bowl emoji, and I see Suzanne's in, so there you go, Suzanne. So do we decide on what we want to do? We want to do one of the small ones with the worm trails, or do we want to risk it and have this one blow up on us? See if maybe somebody show us the saw stop. The saw stop's covered in stuff. No blow-ups. All right, so this one's out. These two, I believe, are the same species. Pretty sure. This one will probably come out a little nicer. We'll go with this one. Get our wormwood screw. Johnny says do the small one. And about the same size. You know what, if we finish this one quick, maybe I'll go ahead and mount that other one up and we'll actually get to sanding. And I don't have any sprays out here because they'll freeze. All right, so I use the wormwood screw. If you're not comfortable doing what I'm about to do, don't do it. Lots of ways to put that on. That's probably one of the least safe options. Oh, there we go. Get you guys positioned here. Yes, sanding. Everybody's gonna leave if I start sanding, man. Like, guaranteed. It'll just be probably me, you, and maybe BK hanging out. Oh, we'll go with the 1/2-inch bowl gouge. Right there. Quick size comparison. If you guys were in here a few minutes ago, I was using the big 5/8. 5/8 being that one, 1/2-inch being that one. See, he does almost fit inside the 5/8. The larger the bowl gouge, the more material you can remove at a time. Kevin. All right, let's get some speed on this thing. We're up to close to 1100 RPM. Up just a touch. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying this, consider hitting that like button. Consider subscribing. I am going live a lot more often. So if you do enjoy this, maybe we'll see you again. big rim on there or no? No, you love watching Susan. Suburban, how's it going? What are you making? This is going to become a bowl. It's going to be like a little nightstand bowl. All right, let's see how it's looking here. Ooh. That opened up. All right, that's probably going to change the plan. Let's think about what we can do with that. I think we're going to do is we'll, instead of coming around, kind of the way I'm doing here, instead it's going to cut in and come out. Now it's an ashtray. It might become one. Yeah, otherwise it's going to become too vertical. What else could we do with something like this? Kind of too small to be much else with. Let's go ahead and set up for our tenon. Side. That should do. Make two ridges at the top of the bowl. Well, not going to have a lot of space, but I think we can probably pull something like that off. My chuck does have the dovetail jaws. Now we're going to make a quick check. I want to continue turning and then find out. How am I going to do this? So I won't be able to get a hold of him again. There we go. Okay. What I'm checking for is the spacing. You generally want this to be right around an eighth of an inch. And that's good. There we go. Tighten that back up. There we go. Now we'll continue. We're going to keep cutting in until we get rid of this piece right here. It'd probably help if you guys could see what I'm talking about. We're going to keep cutting in until we get rid of this piece right here. Try to get you guys in the best position to see it. And Me and this Amazon phone holder. All right, here we go. We're through it. Cool. We can get you guys in nice and close, and you can see the kind of finish we're getting. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. We're going to go ahead and get him spun around. Like I said, we did lose quite a bit of size because of that. Whoop, if you guys can see. Did lose quite a bit of size because of that, but we'll make do. That's the wormwood screw that I typically use to hold the pieces onto the chuck when I'm getting started. Lots of different ways to do that. Face plates, you can mount it between centers. Kind of whatever works best for you. Bring it in here, we'll get it faced off, and then we'll start doing the inside. All right. Hey, Brian, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. Relator, how's it going? Yes, there you go. Should be able to see pretty good. All right. Well, we did the outside with the traditional tools. Maybe we'll do the inside with the Easy Woods. What do you guys think? All right, I seriously need a new phone holder. All right. So with the Easy Woods, you want to be around center. Yeah, right about there. I don't recommend testing for center like that. You should turn your lathe off and see where you're actually falling. So this is the Easy Wood mid-size hollower. Now for any of the carbide tools, you just want to keep it parallel to the floor. At center, get your speed up and push in. They're probably the most beginner-friendly tool you can get for the lathe. Kind of out of frame, aren't I? Guillermo, welcome in. All right, let's see. Pull you back a touch. There we go. Now we're in frame. Adam, awesome. Welcome in. Table legs, banister rares. Cool. I'm gonna guess, what is that? Delcia? How's it going? Welcome in. That was my fault. Yeah, somebody go ahead and delete that one. Thank you, Mike. Tim, welcome in. Good job on DeLand's live tonight. And even with the Easy Wood tools, you still want to slow down as you get towards the center. I'm kind of curious, since I did nail the rim there. Yeah, wasn't too bad. Gouged it. That's why you don't read the chat while the lathe's spinning that fast. But, oh well. We'll clean that up. There we go. Get you all back in frame. So one thing I do want to point out to you guys, with the Easy Wood tools, let's see if we can get zoomed in here. You can see the finish that the carbides leave behind. It's quite a bit rougher. So remember what the outside looked like. Quite a bit smoother. And that's just the nature of the carbide scrapers, because they don't cut with a burr. So one thing to consider, although like I said, Easy Wood, you pick up a set of Easy Woods, you'll be making stuff tomorrow. You don't have to worry about a sharpening system, you don't have to worry about angles, rubbing bevels. Now it's pushing pretty fast there. But even with as fast as I was pushing, you can see the difference. Whoop, no you can't. There you can. You can see the difference between that finish and the finish that you get over here. Get that out of that way. But like I said, you don't have to worry about CBN wheels, sharpening systems, Wolverine jigs, any of that stuff with the carbides. And all that can be sanded out. And now I'm just gonna, this is pretty much my final pass on the inside here, so. edge right there. And slow down as you come through the center. Oh yeah, I had to clean up that edge. Got a little bit more to clean up there. Do have a lot of people in the chat or watching right now, so I would like to point out everybody that you're seeing with a blue name is a fellow creator here on YouTube. We've got carvers, we've got fellow turners, we've got resin makers. You name it, they pretty much do it, and they are awesome at it. So for all you guys that are blue, if you guys want to throw your links in there so these awesome people can find you, feel free. So that's shear scraping right there. You see it cleans that up real nice. So just taking a quick look, we got Big Dog Woodworking. He is mostly a pen turner nowadays. Ray and Sandy, he does these amazing, amazing boxes. I saw Rhinestone Suzanne. She's an ex-Marine. We won't hold that against her, but she is an awesome wood carver. Tim List, he's also a wood carver, box maker, scroll sawer, does all sorts of things. There's Mike DeLauder, his Sunday Spun Day, if you guys like turning, is absolutely amazing. Be sure you check that out. Go ahead and use my my scraper here. And baby cribs, yep, he does make baby cribs. Does a really good job on those as well. There we go. Hung up on something. That feels pretty good. Outside feels pretty good. So I'd say that little one is done. Eduardo, welcome in. We are making a bowl there. What was that? Icas? So this one ended up being fairly tiny, but with the way that bark was showing up, still a nice little bowl. I'll give that to the wife. I'm sure she'll put rings and stuff in it, be it sitting by the bedside. We'll get that sanded up later. I did say if I finish that pretty quick, I might well start sanding on this. So get ready. If you're not wanting to see somebody sand a bowl for a while, then the next part's probably not for you. Feels pretty good. Get out a box of sandpaper. Grab some 80. We're gonna zoom out here. Alright, it's gonna get a little bit noisier. We are gonna hook up dust collection. See the chat from over here, so I'm going to swing you guys this way so I can actually see what's being said. Yeah. Is that Mike Stanifer? Welcome in, sir. How you been? We're going to use the pencil trick. Basically, when the pencil lead's no longer visible, we're done sanding with that grit. I honestly thought this was going to take longer. Cannot pronounce that name, but welcome in. Take care, Mike. Thanks for stopping in. I actually never heard that before, Todd. See, all our pencil line's gone, so we are done with the 80 on the outside. Let's swing us around so we can do the 80 on the inside. The pencil trick? Well, I'm sure you've used it when you've sanded flat work, but it works the same when you're doing bowls. The first grit you use always takes the longest. You know how long this thing takes, Mike? I'd be here till almost midnight on just 80. See how we're looking. Still got a couple pencil marks right down here. See them? Should get a t-shirt that says I got Key to the finish is without a doubt sandy. Yes, it is. Like I said, though, most people don't like watching it, so that's why I never do it on my lives. And there's a few people out there that like watching the whole process. Next. See how we're looking now. Yeah, we did have a little tear out right down there. Marcelo, you like sanding? Yeah, you were one of the rare ones, sir. Like I said, there's a few people out there that do. I like the finish that I get after I'm done sanding, but the sanding part's kind of boring. To me, at least. See how we're looking. Yeah, it's still there a little bit. Yeah, we still got some pits too, so we're just gonna keep moving on. So general rule of thumb is you take whatever grit you use, divide by 2, so that would be 40, and then add that to the original number of 80, and get your next grit. For me, that's 120. Same thing with the pencil lines. Comments here. Johnny challenged you to pool on Facebook. Cool. And like I said, once you're done with that first grit, the grits afterwards go a lot faster. There we don't go. There we go. like I'm out of 180. We're jumping 240. I don't have any more 180. So 240. Mustafa, welcome in. So yet again, we will do our pencil trick. That's that knot hitting. Do it on the inside as well. This one might take a touch longer because we are jumping grits. But it won't be too much longer. I get this off Amazon. Pretty sure, I think I got a link to it in the description for the exact one I use. There's a bunch of them on there. Hey, Rainy Ridge, how's it going? Welcome in. I'm doing something I almost never do, and that's sanding on a live. I let them kind of talk me into it. Almost, still a couple, you guys can see it, a little bit of a pencil line still left. Still a couple more minutes of work and we'll be done with this 240. Got taken care of. And our final grit will be 320. Because I have a friction polish out here and I know I don't need to go to 400 for that. Typically I'd go all the way up to 400. Pencil. 1, 4, 3. What's going on? To get all that tear out, yeah, I would. I'd have to go all the way. I'd probably just break out the bowl gouge again. So trying to sand through that's going to take a while, but I mean, I've already got cracks from where the pith was. I got knots in it, so I'm not overly concerned. Now, if this was one of my segmented bowls, then yes, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the, I don't know if you guys can even see it, little touches of tear out there and there. Get you over there we go. No pencil lines remain. Still got a bug hole right there. Put that off to the side. Got our little blower here, loud noises. Gotta put a glove on. Get our gloves. Get our friction polish. And we will start on the outside. All right, gotta shake this stuff up for a minute. Slow control cuts. And you can feel it with your hand. So if you watched, I was doing this a lot as I was going. That'll tell you, you can feel where it's thin, and then if it gets thick, you'll be able to tell with your hand. Good question. Very good question. Is that, oh boy, I'm gonna mess this up. Sri Yantra? Yeah, I'm gonna keep mixing it till it becomes a uniform color. Fold our blue paper towel over a few times. And it'll take several coats of this stuff. Let's take it. See how that outside's looking. Shinier. No, I think it's taken some of the blue off my rag here. Or pieces of my rag. That's pieces of the rag. I don't know if you guys can see that. Wipe that clean. Make sure none of that rest of that's there. Now this is one of those that it says I gotta open the rag. That's what's left of the rag. I gotta open it up and leave it lay out so it doesn't catch fire. So I'm gonna grab another one for the inside. Looks like he's given the bird. Yeah, I don't normally do friction polishes. I tend to like lacquer. I was always a fan of the shiny. There we go. See how that's going to look. That is already dry. What do you guys think? So that is the Mylands friction polish. Get the glove off of me. There we go. So there's that one. Just to compare, like I said, I typically go for the shinier finishes. You have to tell me which one you like better. Thanks, BK. Jane, thank you. Marcelo, thank you. Awesome, Rainy, Mike. Oh, Ray's tablet's dying. Well, you guys, I think that's going to be the end of this tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more of these lives. So this is if this is something you like, consider subscribing. Maybe we'll see you again. So till the next time, y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.